Canada's broken, and Canada's broken because we're stupid.
The Prime Minister said that you should judge him by the prices of the grocery store, and the judgment is certainly in, and Canadians can't afford to eat.
Gang, what's up? Aaron here, Canadian Looney. We have one of our favorites, Conservative Deputy Leader, Melissa Lantsman. Go for it. She's nailing Mark Carney and his little lapdog, Finance Minister, Francois Philippe Champagne, bow wow, little chihuahua, little rat. Anyways, Melissa Lantsman is fun to watch. She's going to expose them all here in this media scrum from Parliament Hill. Let's get into it.
So it's Groundhog Day. And it seems that we have the exact same promise from the current finance minister, who was a minister back in 2023, when he promised that grocery prices would go down, that he would stabilize grocery prices. He had a whole summit about it. And yet today, the same promises are being made. But the difference is that food inflation is now the highest in the G7. Food inflation is now twice as high as it is in the United States and has doubled since the Prime Minister became Prime Minister. Today, families who go to the grocery store simply can't afford it. We know that it will be more than $1,000 more this year. An average family of four will spend $17,000 on groceries this year alone, and we still have over 2.2 million Canadians using a food bank in this country. Food prices are out of control and they're not going down. And no amount of small rebates will help the majority of families and the majority of those who are struggling with those grocery prices. Today in the House, we're talking yet about, again, about the exact same thing that the Trudeau government offered in 2023, when, again, the finance minister promised that he would stabilize grocery prices. This stabilization, the top-up on the GST, is what we're discussing today. The top-up will equal about $10 when you go to the grocery store and you're spending $300 a week to feed your families. And sure, you take $10, but it certainly doesn't solve the actual problem. And Conservatives are going to move that forward, and here's how we propose to do that. We want to see this debated in the House today. We certainly want to see it go to committee as early as tomorrow with the finance minister, who again promised in 2023 that he would stabilize prices, testify at that committee, and see it back in the House on Wednesday so we can provide real relief expeditiously for families. Now, if you work here, you know that that's lightning speed, but it's not going to solve the problem. Conservatives have continuously proposed solutions to get food inflation down in this country. The industrial carbon tax that adds to the price of food, $1 billion in packaging taxes that are passed down to the consumer, a 17-cent a litre in a fuel standard that raises the prices of groceries delivered to grocery stores, which is passed down to the consumer, or the 17 cents a litre that farmers will have to pay in order to produce the food. We have a crisis in this country for millions of families and millions in line at a food bank, and we want to see real relief. So we'll acquiesce certainly to the governments. We signaled that we would move any of that relief forward, but we want to see them get to the bottom of all of this to solve the actual problem. The Prime Minister said that you should judge him by the prices of the grocery store, and the judgment is certainly in, and Canadians can't afford to eat.
Just a quick reminder, gang, if you enjoy Melissa Lantsman, if you do not like our finance minister, Francois Philippe Champagne, smash the like, hit subscribe. Let's get back to Melissa in the video. Let's go.
So that's what we're doing today, and happy to take your questions.
How does your party feel about a spring election? I mean, would that help with dealing with the price of groceries?
Well, look, we've continuously brought solutions to this House. We've continuously given hope to the millions of Canadians who elected our members to be here. Over 8 million Canadians elected a strong opposition to fight this fight every single day. We'll continue to bring those solutions to the House in trying to get rid of the industrial carbon tax. We'll actually have a motion in the House on grocery prices tomorrow, where you can hear more of those solutions, but we want to see the actual problem be solved and not just a $10 coupon at the entrance of a grocery store on $300 of groceries every time you go there. We now have the highest inflation of anywhere in the G7, and that's not something to be proud of.
Do you know if it's acceptable for Albertans to be going and lobbying the Trump administration to try to separate from Canada?
Look, certainly I'm an MP from Ontario in a party that wants to fight for united Canada, one that is resilient, one that wants to stand, one that can stand on its own 2 feet, one that develops our resources, that treats provincial autonomy with respect. I certainly understand the feelings of those, but I don't think anybody should be lobbying anybody on separation. I think we should fight here for United Canada, and that's not what the Liberals are doing. It is up to the Prime Minister to make the argument on separation, and we didn't have this before he was here. For many, many years, we didn't have separation movements coming out of the woodwork. Certainly not when Prime Minister Harper was here, and we expect the Prime Minister to make the argument about why Canada should be resilient and why Canada should be sovereign, and we haven't heard that.
You mentioned that the GST credit is not a lot at an individual level, but the PBO had a report out today that from a fiscal perspective, it's $12.5 billion almost, higher than what the government had said. Do you have concerns about the fiscal cost and the fact that there's been no plan as to where that money's coming from?
Well, there's no question that another $12 billion by the time this grocery rebate is complete. By the way, we had a federal budget less than 4 weeks ago. The ink is not even dry on that federal budget, and this is another $12 billion of unaccounted spending that is going to drive up the price. Every dollar spent by the federal government is a dollar out of the pockets of Canadians. And so we absolutely do have concerns about it. And those concerns are that the inflationary spending of the government is going to add more to grocery prices, add more to housing prices, add more to the unaffordability crisis that Canadians are feeling from coast to coast to coast.
Do you know about the fact that Harper is meeting and speaking often with Carney? It's reported by the Star today.
Well, certainly, I think that if you're giving me the opportunity to talk about when Canada had the richest middle class in the world, when Canada was respected on the world stage, when we had moral clarity in our positions, that was when Stephen Harper was Prime Minister. So I would certainly seek his advice, and just like our leader seeks his advice, and he provides that advice. But the country was on a lot better footing when Stephen Harper was Prime Minister, and we look forward to having him here in Ottawa, unveiling the portrait and celebrating a time where Canada was in a much better position than it is today. Thank you very much.
Are you concerned about more MPs crossing the floor to the Liberals? Do you think his latest leadership vote will do anything to quell those concerns?
Look, I think more than 87% is a resounding vote from our party membership, despite everything in the media that's tried to sow discord within our party comes out stronger and more united with a message of hope that we are not going to give up on the 8 million Canadians that voted for us to be here. We're not going to give up on the young families that need to afford food and a home. We're not going to give up on seniors who have worked their entire lives and are lining up at food banks. We're not going to give up on the victims of crime when repeat violent offenders are churned out on the streets every single day. That's what that convention taught us. And certainly I know that there are lots of Conservatives, lots in the Conservative Party membership, and lots of Canadians who voted for us who expect us today in this House of Commons and every day after to fight for what they brought us here for. Thank you very much.
More floor crossers? No more floor crossers?
She's out. We'll wrap it up right there, gang. Let me know in the comments what you think about Melissa Lantsman, Mark Carney, Francois, Philippe Champagne. Get your Canadian federal politics right here. Smash that like, hit subscribe. We're trying to grow this thing, so help a brother out. Anyhow, thank you very much for watching this video. Get your Canadian federal politics right here. We'll catch you in one of the next videos. We have many coming. Ciao for now.